So from the fairly everyday kink of power exchange to much more extreme kinks like cannibalism, today I'm going to be covering my list of weirdest kinks that I've ever experienced or encountered to you. And these include everything from needle play to bondage to diaper fetishes, and it gets a whole lot weirder than that even. So anyway, I'll start with the first. Okay, so least weird or most accepted in the BDSM community, power exchange. So power exchange is, simply like slave master dynamic, sub-dom, one person in charge of the other person, pretty basic stuff. Then I would say bondage. So bondage, like even a lot of people who are almost vanilla are into a little bit of light bondage, a little bit of handcuff play or whatever. Then I would say impact play. So I'm actually super into impact play, but that's basically like hitting, punching, slapping, spanking. So maybe a little bit more intense than bondage and power exchange, but still considered pretty like vanilla for the BDSM world. Then I would go into puppy play. So I've actually tried puppy play myself. I'm not super into it, but I don't judge people who are into it, but it starts to get a little bit weirder, like pretending to be a puppy. And I don't mean to kink shame. I'm not trying to kink shame with any of this. And then there's littles, I guess, like being into the idea of someone else being like a child or a baby. So for me, that starts to get a little bit weirder, I guess. And then there's needle play. So I've actually never participated in needle play myself, but I've seen needle play. Like I've seen people doing it at kink clubs, and basically you're just playing with needles, like you're drawing blood from people, but like in a sexy way. And for me, I don't really get why that's sexy. I mean, I can kind of see the needle fascination like in a heroin chic way, but then there's blood or knife play, which I think a lot of people would consider pretty fucking weird. Like, I love it, honestly. I'm super into it. I've tried blood and knife play, and I really, really love it, and I think it's super hot. But I think a lot of people might think it's super weird because you're basically just, like, cutting another person or playing with their blood, which carries obvious risks, so it's a form of edge play. And then there's OBGYN roleplay. So I've never actually witnessed this, but at the local dungeon I'm a part of, they have an OBGYN table. So I know that this kind of play is going on. I would love to actually see a scene of someone doing it. And then there's, okay, this one I think just I came up with. I don't think this is like a real thing, but like eating raw meat before fucking. Like I really want to eat raw meat before I have sex with somebody. Like little wolves, so I'm super into that, but I feel like that's extremely niche and might be really hard to find people who are into that. And then I would say, oh, also diaper fetishes. That's something I'm personally into, but I feel like it's a little bit more on the fringes of the kink community. Like people consider that stuff to be kind of weird, maybe because people get weirded out by the pee or whatever. I don't know why I find it weirder than littles, but I'm into it personally. And then I think the weirdest one to me is cannibalism kink. So I've heard stories about this, like one guy who was like, oh yeah, like I'm so fucking kinky, I ate part of my own ass. And to me, I don't know, I just don't, I don't get why it's sexy. It just seems like incredibly, incredibly extreme. But, to each his own. I don't want to kink shame. The point of this is not to kink shame. But if you liked this video, please press the like button. And if you want to subscribe and get more like it, please become a subscriber. Thank you so much.